Hi and welcome back to another career mission with Jurgen Muller. Today, on July the 14th, 1918, we're taken to the air once again. I do this as a post-recording of the voiceover, and I think about actually going back to doing it live instead, as it is a bit hard to remember since it takes a while from recording to actually doing the voiceover and then posting it up. So I think I'll go back to the more traditional way of actually recording the sound during the flights. The missions of today are two missions. The first one is line patrol. Simple, strict thing where you go down south and then go up north, and it shouldn't be much of a problem, I think. We still have the same old things, all the airfields to the southwest there, where we have most of the action. And we are in the DR1, a plane I'm actually getting more and more familiar with, which I think is nice. It has its not nukes, what is called, it's not jinx, well, specialities, so to speak. But a high rudder authority really makes it a nice plane to fly. I'm waiting for our fellows to take off. I think it's 3 DR7, or not DR7, D7s and 2 DR1s. While we fly to the mission area, I'd like to thank Luftschiff for his shoutout this day. It is a great enjoyment and pleasure to actually fly the multiplayer missions with him, and I'm very, very grateful for all the airplane talks we have at work. So he's the one that actually introduced me to Rise of Flight and flight sims in general, so I'm very happy for the shoutout and for the thanks, and I do a shout out back to him. Coming up on No Man's Land, I'm not sure if we had any contacts here. Let's see. There's some flak going off, a couple of balloons. There's a plane up there, probably a friendly scout returning. A lot of balloons in the air, almost a fair. There's another plane. It looked like either Newport or D7s. Now I don't remember what the smaller wing is called. It's not an Altis wing, it's something on S, I think. But that profile makes it easy to spot, especially German planes. I'm not sure if the Newport also has it. It's a French word, I can't pronounce it. Seems like my squadron mates has decided to go in for one of the balloons there. There's no action from the other plane, so probably they were friendly. The flak is taking up. But yeah, since I know that my squad mates are suicidal, they always go in straight ahead, straight into flak, all the time. So I'm a bit hesitant here, that's why I'm flying a bit away from them, because I know they have done stupid things in the past, like flying low over a landed balloon, as in low, as in 500 meters low, and I'm not taking that chance again. And this way we also get a very nice angle of attack on the balloon as they reel it in. To be honest, I have absolutely no idea what happened there. I don't think I overrevved my engine, so what I've suspected, since I watched the video clip a few times now, I think it's actually a bullet that hits the balloon, ricochets straight up into my engines and kills it instantly. So I'm out of the fight, even though there's so many balloons. So take it back past no man's land and trying to put her down as gently as possible. And I stole right before I put her down. Of course. Well, one plane wrecked. That was too short, so let's take the second mission for the day as well. This is another balloon attack. And let's see, I think we are... Yes, we are back in the D7. And now I'm not sure if we only had 4 members or 3 members in the team, or the squadron, or the flight, or whatever you call it. I see a DR1 there. I don't see anyone past it, and okay, we have more planes over there. Okay, there's 3 planes on my left, 1 on my right. Same procedure as last year. It's such a pleasure to actually fly these things. Recently I borrowed a Oculus from work and have tried it out in Isle 2 a bit. It's a very, very nice experience, and if you have the chance I recommend you to take it, because sitting there in the cockpit is a spectacular feeling. Oh, enemy planes coming in. That's one thing. If you look at the distance to those planes, in the VR thing I wouldn't be able to visually confirm what kind of planes they were in Isle 2, and that's a bit of its downside. Apart from that, it's a very, very nice experience, and if you get a chance, take it. So I guess the Entant decided to actually launch an attack on our airfield today, sending a whole 3 planes in our direction. No, I'm actually not sure, but I think they actually came from the east, since the compass is a bit hard to read in this thing, I think. I don't know if it's down by my feet again. But if I recall the mission correctly, they actually come from the east, so they must have been an offensive patrol deep into our territory. And by the look of that plane, I'd say they are Belgian, which we haven't actually fought before. So now I'm colorblind, but those are red and yellow, so... I'm not sure if it's a differently colored Newport, or if they are actually a different kind of planes. This is the first time I've actually encountered them, I have no idea what it is I'm up against. But since it's only 3 and we have a flight of 5 in what I would say vastly superior machines, I don't see a problem with this. Unless I go head on. Now, when Jurgen Muller bites the dust, because I'm sure he will at some time, I think I'll do the next career using the Pat Wilson campaign generator, as it seems to have a bit more interesting AI for the NPC AI, or the computer AI. Most of the planes in the career mission do this kind of maneuver, so you get the same kind of fight all the time. And you shouldn't be suicidal friendlies. That, of course, I don't think is fixed. Luftschiff did talk about some AI mod, which could be interesting to try out as well, which would allow AI planes to actually stall out and perform mistakes, which they don't in the vanilla game. Well, they perform mistakes as in they completely ignore me and crash, but apart from that. So my flight seemed to have quickly dispatched of all 3 planes and are now loitering in the area. Since I only see 3 more of the friendlies, we might have lost 1 plane. I think there's I'm not sure what I'm okay. There's only 1 DR1 here, for example. Smoke flak going off. That would mean that something is over there. And, well, I'm hungry for glory, so let's check it out. As you can see, it's quite far away from no man's land. Since it's past my aerodrome, it's past the next aerodrome, and it's all the way over by that town, which I have no idea what it's called, but if you go back into one of the map screens, or let's see, it's not Linsell, that's Linsell down there. No, it was a bit too quick for me. Well, if you paused the map, you could probably make out what kind of what town that is. I will probably do it myself the next time I'm in game, just to make myself a bit more familiarized with the area around me. Oh, it's Toul. I have no idea how that's pronounced, but Toulcoing, maybe. Toulcoing. It's a Belgian town, so. Where is that plane? I think I saw it quite early, but I might be mistaken. Yeah, I seem to be going quite a lot with the map here, so I probably haven't spotted the plane, but I've spotted... Oh, there, now I actually see it. 1 wounded little straggler. And that's a 4RT shell. And he seems to be a feisty one going up to meet me like that. So they probably had a bit of a fight beforehand. Maybe we lost some planes further inland. and they took some damage. 3 of them managed to almost get back to no man's land, while this fella here got lost from his patrol behind enemy lines, and yeah, probably wounded and shot up. Tried to make it back. I had the unfortunate luck of running into Jurgen Muller. Yes, considering how slow and straight he's flying, I do not think he is up for much of a fight. Not that I'm much of a shot either, but I messed up his right wing a bit there. No, I am a bit cautious, because I have been flying in this kind of situation before with a lot of friendly flak going off around the enemy plane, and has been shot down by that's beautiful, by friendly flak as I chase something down. Well, it seems like we have taken care of the entirety of their flight. So let's get back and let's try to finish our mission, which is the balloon attack. Yes, a whole row of balloons lined up on the enemy side, ripe for the taking. We do the same approach as we did last time with the DR1. I liked the broad side of it more than actually coming over the back or ridge of it, or whatever you can call it when you come from up above. Also, another thing that I feel more comfortable with doing is actually, as you can see, I'm aiming a bit lower down on the string, because I know that as soon as they notice me, which should be at any time, it depends a bit on how many hostiles there are in the area, like now, they will start railing it in. So if you're already in a climb, you will have the speed, and you will line up a bit more closely with the balloon, and you won't over-rev your engine because you're diving too steeply. Also, having a superior machine with double machine guns like the late versions makes it so much easier to actually get enough bullets into the balloon. Like that. And the mission is accomplished. Now, speaking of the VR, what I would like is to actually try out Rise of Flight in VR, but as of now there is no support for the VR in here, because I don't think they have implemented the DX11, and if I recalled correctly, they have said that they are supposed to integrate DX11 into Rise of Flight. But since it's a small team that's working on the IL-2 and Rise of Flight games brands or franchises, I don't think we will see it anytime soon. One can hope, have the fingers crossed, because the boost in performance that I got in IL-2 from just getting the DX11 patch was insane. I went from around 40 FPS to around 90 FPS, and I noticed the other day that as soon as I looked at a particle effect like the smoke or steam from the engines, the performance dipped even on on my machine, which is quite a beast. So having DX11 would be really nice, as it would make everything look nicer first and foremost, but also the performance, mostly the performance. So after a job well done, we continue back to our home aerodrome to land and report in one aerial victory and one balloon. I would have had 2 aerial victories had it not been for my rather greedy companion. And I must say, if you compare the airplanes we fly in the multiplayer career with this machine, the performance is noticeably better. It is so much more nice to actually fly the late models, because you have the speed, you have the climbing potential, you have the firepower that you don't get in the other planes, for obvious reasons of course, but it's such a reward to actually get a new plane, get a better plane. My squadron mate seems to be around the area still, just hanging about, going in circles like they do. This is one of the examples of lazy AI, or just AI that probably what they've done, they got into combat, and as soon as the combat was complete, they didn't get back on the patrol route, so they haven't actually tried to perform the mission. They are just broke down, more or less. What I don't see is I only see 2 of them. Now I do know, at least in the Pat Wilson game, or Pat Wilson campaign, is that NPCs will land. I haven't seen them do it in my career, but I've seen it in Luftschiff's career. So it might have been that they have landed, or they have just crashed. Or despawned, of course. That's probably the easiest way to actually deal with planes that are too far out. Lining up with this little road, as it looks like a runway. Then we are down. I need to practice my 2-wheel landings, as I try to do the 3-point landings a bit too often. And the result for today, Jurgen Muller. We lost Johann von Eschenbach. Too bad. But overall we only downed 3 of their planes. There was surely a flight of 4. And I have the balloon, of course. I do know who that Johan is. Right, so all in all, I downed the balloon there with my DR1. The offensive patrol I didn't was, we have Lothar Jäger got a RE8, okay, a bomber or patrol. And then we had our 3s here. Fredrik Schröder got 2 of them, of course. And Henriette HD1. I haven't flown that plane. Not sure I actually have the possibility to do it as well. I guess I might see that later tonight. If we do some multiplayer, and might see it posted as our next video. So, thank you very much for watching, and thank you again for the shoutout, Luftschiff. And I'll see you all next time, when I have no idea what we'll be doing then on July 15.